Gonzales City Council meeting, February 2nd, if you can believe that. Our time is running. Liz, would you be so kind as to put this in the first meeting?
Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mary, would you please have roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Silva,
Present.
Councilmember Scott Funk, excused absence, Councilmember Lorraine Worthy,
Present.
Councilmember Maria Rosas.
Present.
Mayor Jose Rios.
Present. Moving on, comments from the public. Any member of the public may now address the city council for a period not to exceed 2 minutes on anything not on the agenda. The council will listen to all communications, but will make no comments and take no action. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Michael Trevino, and I wanted to take a moment during public comment to introduce myself. I'm from Gonzales, and this community is home to me. Gonzales's agricultural roots and strong work ethic are a big part of what makes this city special. And those are values I respect and try to reflect in my own work, including my background in agriculture. I recently acquired property at 122 Bodega Street within the Industrial Business Park. And I'd like to briefly introduce a project I intend to develop called The Yard. The Yard is intended to be straightforward, low-impact outdoor storage facility for RVs, boats, trailers, shipping containers. There are no residential uses planned, no retail activity, and no industrial processing. The goal is a quiet, well-maintained site that fits the industrial character of the area and complements surrounding uses. As I move forward, my focus is on working collaboratively with the city staff and respecting the city's established processes. I want this project to reflect the values of Gonzales, being responsible, practical, and forward-thinking, while serving a real need for local residents and businesses. Ultimately, my goal is to invest long-term in Gonzales, operate thoughtfully, and be a good neighbor and community member. I truly love working and everything Gonzales has to offer, and I appreciate the work council and staff do to keep the city moving in the right direction. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to speak this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the council?
Yes.
Good afternoon, council. Just a couple of comments. City attire. The polos look bad. The long collared shirts look awesome. The trucks look worse. So I guess kind of like Target, just let them wear whatever they want, whatever cohesive standard you guys have. Police vehicle speeding, not a complaint, just an observation. In the alleyways, they speed up. When you just hear them, like, oh, what the heck was that? I'm assuming it's to get the suspects, right? So they don't have time to react. I don't mind. It's just one came out of the post office alley and then saw me and then gunned it towards me. I froze because I was scared. Just because I was just scared. I have a low reaction rate. And he mad dogged me. But just because, probably because I look suspicious. But that's just an observation. No matter. I'm not sure if the library is going to have the Trinity faucets. They had a hand dryer, soap dispenser, and a faucet all in one. It wasn't open, so I didn't get the chance to see. Hopefully that happened. I got a bike from the event a couple of days ago. As an adult, I went there 15 minutes before because I didn't want to trample over kids, push them over, you know, if I can get a bike for my own. So I showed up 15 minutes. I don't know his name, Sanchez, something like that. He was like, yeah, you could have one. And I got one. Adult size. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome event. Social media posted it. So I got to show up the day of. That was awesome, awesome, awesome. And city is posting, which is good. Yeah, and then also the local page is reposting their posts. So that's awesome. Can't wait for video content. All right, that's all I have. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, no one else coming up to running up to the podium then, huh? All right, then Marisol, do we have any comments via Zoom?
No comments via Zoom.
Thank you. Mary, any comments via email?
No comments via email.
Fantastic. Okay, then I'll go ahead and close the public comment period and bring it back to council for the consent agenda. consent agenda, which is items 3 through 4. Any questions, concerns, items that you wish to pull, council members?
I don't think so.
If I don't see anything, then I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Motion carries. All right, moving on to the regular agenda item. Liz, would you be so kind as to read the next one? And one's for our fire chief services, the other one is the drone.
Sure. Item number 5 tonight is consider approval of an agreement between the city of Gonzales and the Monterey County Regional Fire Protection District for Fire Chief Services. Staff report.
Chief Musioka will go ahead and introduce that item.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. What's before you tonight is an effort to maintain some stability and basically to maintain some stability in our fire service here in our city. With my situation being what it is and no longer being able to respond to calls and be able to be that supervisor out in the field for the guys, we are going to need to rely on outside help for that. This goes a little bit beyond mutual aid. We've done this previously, like, times when I've been on vacation or, things like that. We've asked chiefs to come in and cover, but this is more of a long-term, more formal agreement. What we're asking you to approve tonight. The bottom line is it's outlined in the staff report. A chief officer needs to be present on some types of emergency scenes. Definitely the structure fires, vegetation fires, some of the larger accidents, mass casualty incidents, all those things that I used to respond to and I won't be able to respond to now. We need a chief to respond. Fortunately, we have a really good relationship with the Monterey County Regional Fire District. We've had a relationship with for many years. Chief Sergeant is in the audience here today. He can answer some questions if you have any for him. Put him on the spot. We've known each other a long time. We quit kicking sand at each other years ago. We got over that stuff years ago, probably 25 years ago. So we've had a really good relationship and they've stepped up. He came down, not only himself, but all of his duty chiefs, basically his entire administrative staff came down and met with our guys. Let them know the expectations and what they could expect from this agreement, what kind of support they're going to receive. And the bottom line is going away from those meetings is all the guys felt with the anxiety level being up here, it dropped the anxiety level way down, which makes life a lot easier on me, knowing that the guys are now a little more comfortable with what's going on and that they're going to have the support they need to be able to move forward while we look for a long-term solution. So that's basically it. The language is in the staff report is there. Any questions for me or for Chief Secretary?
Council?
I have one.
Go ahead.
Because you're here and will they be here on a day-to-day? Or will we have to call them from great distances again?
So the way it works is our department, just like their departments operates on a 3-shift schedule, right? We have A, B, and C shift. Okay. They have a chief officer assigned to each shift. So like today, I'm pretty sure it is B shift today. So today the B shift chief officer would be covering any of those type of calls for their district and for us. So if we did have a big structure fire or a big wreck or something like that, they would just respond from wherever they were at and help our guys. Okay. We've already had to use this already, I believe twice now, but one for sure. I'm sure everybody heard about the wreck out on River Road a couple weeks ago. We did have the duty chief from regional respond to that as well. So yes, it's not going to be like when I'm in town and able to jump in the car and go. Yeah, but there is going to be a chief officer responding, and that's the important thing, is that chief will be getting there.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So is this the group that's located in Chular?
Yes. So Monterey County Regional has 7 stations now. Yes. Chular, Toro, Laurellis, East Garrison, Mid Valley, Village, and the San Jose Preserve.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah.
Formerly the Salinas Rural Fire District. You may remember them as the Salinas
Right.
Rural Fire District years ago when they had just the three stations, Chular, Toro, and Laurellis.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Through the mayor, can I also ask, do you want to talk about the paramedic?
I'm sorry,
The paramedic,
Paramedics?
paramedics.
that they have paramedics on staff?
Yes, Regional Fire has paramedics on their engines. Yes. Yes.
Basically adding some capacity if they were to respond. I also do want to just, for the public that's watching, clarify, the firemen, local firemen are still going to be the first responders. This will be in situations where we need additional support or a large fire or something where it calls upon a chief. So they can still expect, quick responses from those firemen in town.
Thank you.
Now, do you have a ballpark idea? I know it depends on where that particular chief is at on that particular day, but let's just assume Chulard here's what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, but I mean, that chief could be anywhere in the district.
Right.
You know, he could be over in Karma Valley, he could be in Salinas, he could be at his, at his residence. It just depends on where he happens to be when the call goes out.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
So our guys will have to get the ball rolling and get things started and keep things going until that chief arrives on scene
Okay,
for the support. Mhm.
So Mayor, the other piece will be that they will be in constant communication with the chief though. So if our guys feel like, something's out of their hands or they don't have the expertise needed at the time, they can call, they'll be on the phone, phoning them. And that will be also an available service for us that even when it's not an emergency or fire or anything, they can still consult with the chief on day-to-day things that come up. So it's important for us to have that available for the firemen, so they feel comfortable and be able to respond without kind of the anxiety level, et cetera. So they have that additional kind of eyes and knowledge available to them.
great. Okay, thank you. Any other questions from council? If not, I'll open it up to the public. All right, anyone wishing to speak on this item may do so at this time. You're again limited to 2 minutes. I don't see nobody's rushing the podium. Marisol, do we have any comments via Zoom?
No comments via Zoom.
Thank you. Barry, comments?
No comments via email.
Then I'll go ahead and close the public comment period and bring it back for council action or further discussion.
Mr. Mayor,
Mhm.
I'd like to approve an agreement between the city of Gonzales and the Monterey County Regional Fire Protection District for fire chief services.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right.
Mayor,
yes.
since Chief Sargente's here, did you want to say anything to the council or just take the time to introduce yourself since you're here?
Sorry, Chief, I didn't mean to ignore you.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all. You got business to do, so I'll keep this brief. I would like to introduce myself. My name is David Sargenti. I'm the fire chief for the Monterey County Regional Fire District. And as Chief Muscio indicated, we're just here to help you guys out. That's really what we're looking to do. You've probably already seen our engine company in town. They've been training with your folks just to kind of really emphasize that camaraderie we have in the fire service. Your folks have been in Chular as well, training with our crews as well. So we're here to help out. We're looking forward to it. We're really excited about bringing Gonzales into our fold for now. And we'll kind of see how things go in the future. We're hoping this is a step in future arrangements as well. So I'll be working with your city manager and Chief Muscio to look at some options for you in the future. So with that, again, I'll give you my cards at the end of the meeting. So if you have anything or any needs, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
All righty, moving on to the second item of the regular agenda item, which is the new drone for the police department. And would you please read it into the minutes, Liz?
Yes, I'd be happy. Item number 6 tonight. Public hearing to consider waiver of second reading, read by title only and adopt ordinance number 2026-156 and ordinance of the City Council of the City of Gonzales authorizing the purchase and use of an unmanned aerial system drone and making findings in compliance with the Gonzales Police Department Policy Manual 709, military equipment. Staff report.
Yes, Mayor and Council, we had a full presentation on this matter at the last meeting, so I'm not going to go over the entire project again in same kind of detail. It is here before you this evening for consideration for adoption. Basically, District Supervisor Chris Lopez was able to secure grant funds for the use of purchase of a drone. The city was awarded $2,622. Thanks, Carmen, for correcting my previous reference to $2,500, which can be used for the purchase of the drone. Drones are considered military equipment, and under both state law and our own policies, when you want to purchase some new military equipment, you have to do it by way of ordinance, and that's why you have this ordinance on your agenda this evening. The item again is the DJ, I think it's one, Avada two fly more combo package. This particular drone is much smaller than the drone that the department already uses. Will be useful for indoor flights such as securing buildings or residents during search warrant. Also could be used in a active shooter type situations and so forth. The department has looked at the drone and made a determination that they believe that this drone will really complement the services that are already being provided by the larger drone that we have. Based on the quote from General Pacific, that's the same company that we purchased the larger drone from back in 2023. The cost of the drone and the attendant equipment and technical assistance that comes with the package is $2,772.04. So the delta, the difference between the grant funds and the purchase price will be paid out of the department's funds, which they have in the budget.
Just like $100.
So as with the other drone, this particular drone must comply with all Gonzales Police Department policies and relevant laws concerning constitutional guarantees and privacy rights and so forth. We already have the existing drone operator is trained to operate this particular drone too. It's a little bit of a different thing. We'll be wearing, I guess, Chief, you can explain it if I'm not doing it proper service, but it'll be doing a glasses thing, sort of sort of seeing what's going on with the drone that's flying around and so forth. But he is already trained, so we don't even have to wait for a delay in the So the ordinance that you have before you, again, this is the second appearance of this ordinance. So we want to have the council entertain the notion of just waiving reading of the entire ordinance, please, and then reading just by title only. The adoption of the ordinance itself. If the council adopts the ordinance, this evening is to be in effect in 30 days.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and open this up to the public. Any member of the public wishing to comment on this item may do so at this time. Again, you're limited to 2 minutes. Yes, I kind of saw a white shirt. Luckily for me, yes, I saw the movement. Please go ahead.
I don't know what you call it, VR or a headset. That's what you would call it. My question is, how will the public be educated on this? I know obviously it's not hidden, like you guys said, it's, opened, if they're looking for it, but will it, is it a priority to get them educated on, what the police department has, or are we going to find out via KSBW, Gonzales, man, busted, drug cart or something like that. And you see the cam footage, oh, we had a drone? No way. Just curious, if maybe keep this on the down low. I'm not sure. Yeah, I looked on the General Pacific drones and doesn't say they have, I see the drone, but I don't see AI, what do you call it? It has AI intelligence on it where it can see your face and stuff like that. So you can be ooh, person walking down 5th Street is Jorge, because some drones have that capability. Yeah, my most concern is just educating the public and, if it's a priority or not. Yeah, that's about it, Hopefully the police department stays safe. And I'm just drowning on because I got 51 seconds. I'm gonna use every second of it, baby. Yeah, all right, that's it. Bye-bye.
Chief, would you like to answer some questions?
I'm not exactly sure what the question was, other than.
Well, how are we going to educate the public on that new drone?
Well, this is part of the process tonight. introducing it, reading it. It falls under our policy that we have at the police department for drone usage. And it meets all the criteria under state and federal laws to have that. So that's what we tend to do. It's part of our training, ongoing training program. We're continuing on a monthly basis to do test flights with our current drone, and that'll be the process with the smaller one if you guys approve it.
And will those be highlighted in the website?
If I
Purchase of the drone will also be, the police department is required on an annual basis to bring forward to the council a list of all the equipment that they have, how many times it's been deployed, how much the cost of servicing it, all those sorts of things, any complaints received, those sorts of things. And that happens on an annual basis. And that inventory and list appears on the city's website on the police page. So anybody who is perusing the city's website would be able to find that information, as well as the policies that govern the use of military equipment.
Thank you, Mike.
Mayor, I would like to add that the drone has been highlighted in city manager's report. It's been taken out at the National Night Out for public viewing, et cetera, et cetera. So I imagine the department will continue to do that kind of.
The National Night Out though was the larger one.
The
right?
larger, yeah. So we'll, continue to put information out there that the police department has drones overall. And this is just an effort to better equip our police department with all the tools, available to them to make sure the community stays safe.
And unless these tiny ears mistake me, I believe I heard it on the grand opening of the community center. I heard the drone somewhere up there.
There was a drone. It wasn't this one yet, but yes, there was a drone taking images of the opening. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I knew I heard a drone, but I just couldn't see it, obviously. Okay, any further comments from the public? And if not, I'll ask Marisol if there's any Zoom comments.
No comments via Zoom.
Thank you. Mary, comments via email.
No comments via email.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and close the public comment period and bring it back for council discussion or action.
And it is a public hearing, so you close the public.
I need to close the public hearing. Yes, the public hearing is now closed. So we'll bring it back for council action.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, I move that we adopt ordinance number 2026-156 as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it was clear that that motion included waiver of reading and reading by title.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
fine.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're good.
Okay.
Because I already read it.
All right. Then moving on, youth council. I apologize. I can't see if you're here.
Yeah,
they're here.
It's me and Shelby. So I guess I'll start off with our GYC updates and oral communications. The Gonzales Youth Council is currently beginning our community project, already networking and seeing the planning phase of our new community food pantry being constructed. On January 22nd, the Gonzales Youth Council had their very first meeting of the spring semester. So in this meeting, we primarily just discussed the upcoming steps of our community project, from the logistics to the financial cost of the food pantry, along with reaching out to organizations regarding partnership and assistance to our event. Additionally, we met with Public Works official, Mr. Diaz, simply just asking questions in regard to the construction and overall cost of the revamping of our food pantry. The Gonzales Youth Council is also currently meeting with the Greenfield and Soledad Youth Council, just seemingly to structure and assist in hosting our annual South County Youth Summit, meeting once every 2 weeks to discuss potential dates, activities, and tabling. We will also be meeting this Friday to further discuss this matter. And I'll pass it on to Shelby.
Good evening. I'll be discussing our future GYC related dates and Gonzales High School related as well. On February 26th, we will have our official meeting with Supervisor Chris Lopez from 4 to 5 p.m. And our next GYC meeting will be on February 12th, going over the community project and making updates. Gonzales High School spring sports are starting up with conditioning for track and field, tennis, softball, and baseball. National FFA Week is coming up for the week of the 21st, where we will be having dress-up days and chapter activities to promote the importance of National FFA organization. FFA is also having their annual cookie dough sales, which contribute to the kids who are doing livestock as well as going to the state conferences. Interact Club will be having a community service meeting soon. ASB is currently planning their 2026 prom and senior activities. We are also having many fundraisers such as Seeds Candies and Luigi's Family Meal Sale. That's in the works right now. And the Boys and Girls Club, who are now working out of the new community center. We're tabling at Gonzales High and are currently facilitating the program in the community center, promoting activities and collaborating with the youth. And that's all we have for our report.
Thank you very much. Any
quite a bit.
questions for,
No, but I have a comment.
okay, Liz, go up.
I just want everybody to know that Orlando recently participated in speech competition through FFA and did win, he did win a placement, so he'll be moving on, I think, to the regionals. So shout out to you all for doing such a good job.
Good for you.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for representing our community so well. All right, committee reports. I start with TAMC. We had 3 items of interest, was just basically an update on all the projects that TAMC's got going, which is Highway 156. I think I mentioned them already. The Highway 68 corridor, they do have smart signaling in place. They actually are testing them now and should come live May of this year. And they're trying to see if that will alleviate the traffic issues that we have both in the mornings and the afternoons. The smart technology kind of figures out, is there really traffic coming from Corral de Terra? Do we need to keep the lights cycling, or can they stay green on the 68? So I hope that kind of creates a little quicker ingress and egress from Monterey. Of course, we had a 101 corridor. We're currently in the environmental stage, so they're looking at how many 3-toed salamanders are out there and whatever other things that need to be protected. Sorry, I don't have a big heart for salamanders.
Me either.
Neither do I.
The next item of interest that I can honestly tell you, it dragged on for literally an hour and a half. Didn't drag on. It's really quite an interesting dilemma the state of California has, and that's to replace the quickly dwindling state gas tax. Even though 7% of the vehicles are electric, the big issue is the efficiency of the vehicles, and so people essentially are buying less gas. That being said, then there's less gas tax being collected, so the state's looking at a number of ways the hope is to get rid of the gas tax and implement a new system. Well, one of the systems that they're looking at is mileage-based. How they're going to do that, it beats the heck out of me, because, how does the state know where, especially the older vehicles that don't have GPS, how do they know how many miles those particular vehicles travel?
Yeah.
Are they going to add GPS? Don't know. But that's one of the things. Cell phone is the other thing that they commented, the correct.
We're gonna drive in reverse.
For those of you that are listening, that's what I do all the time. For those of you that are listening.
Well, so the other thought process, and this is it's definitely the South County mayors are really against that, primarily because all our communities down here have to travel to work. They have no option. They don't have mass transit to get from the field on this side of the freeway to the field over on that side of the freeway. There is no mass transit for that. So our contention is that basically the ones that are really going to pay this new tax will be the folks that are traveling long distances. So if you're not within a 5-mile period, I can honestly tell you, I have a son who lives in San Jose. His car sits in the garage 99% of the time because he walks across the street, gets on mass transit, and is at work 2 blocks away from where he works. So he really doesn't have a need for a vehicle.
Yeah, but then you have those that will.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's a lot. You see them all traveling up to San Jose on a regular basis. Obviously the 101 corridor from San Jose to South County is pretty congested in the evenings. And as well as all the way to the point where you get to Greenfield. Once you get past Greenfield, it really lightens up. But the other thought process is to do it with registration. So the idea behind that is that obviously the heavier vehicles will be a higher registration fee because they're the ones that cause more damage. Whether you drive at 5 miles or 100,000 miles a year, we feel, a lot of us feel that that's a little more equitable. Ultimately, it's up to the state, but like I said, that took about an hour and a half to discuss, and all of us are a little frustrated because there's no real right or wrong. But TAMC wants to get ahead of the curve and at least put our 2 cents in. We're gonna do a little bit more research. We're gonna work with other regional groups to discuss the variety of options and then hopefully come up with one solution that we can all get behind. Of course, since this is an election year, we seriously doubt that any action will happen because the governor's on his way out and several other key assembly and Senate people are on their way out. So they'll probably wait and kick the can down the road to the next group of folks that are coming in.
Excuse me, Jose,
Yeah.
did they not pass or already went to the House regarding this gas tax? Like the first reading of the title, maybe that's what it was.
It was just a reading and it's
Okay.
just still a big discussion, lots of
Got
discussion.
it, got it.
So those are the 3 items, the corridors and the Highway 68 update on the AI technology. And then of course, how do we get rid of the gas tax and replace it with something that's functional and works for everyone? Because every year the gas tax is going. So, and then the other discussion was, I thought this was kind of interesting. Well, it's kind of unfair to the electric vehicles if they pay more in gas or registration fees, because the whole idea to go to electric was that, you're not going to a gas station. Yeah, but they're still on the road and they're still a heavy vehicle. I never realized the batteries on those things are pretty heavy duty.
They still have to charge them.
And they still have to charge them. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I wish I did. I wish I had a crystal ball, but it should be hopefully something that's fair. But right now, the way it's looking, it's probably whatever the larger incorporated metropolitan cities are going to vote for, which do have mass transit, which do have access to go to work without a vehicle. So
Well, there you go.
now something I don't have to worry about. I don't drive anyway. So. Yeah. Okay, the other thing is the Mayor Select Committee doesn't meet until this Friday. Because it's a short month, we decided as the mayors to move it to this coming Friday. So I'll be at the Hebron Heights Community Center this Friday with the rest of the mayors. I'll let you know what happens. Next is Salinas Valley Recycles.
Yes, thank you. So first and foremost, we did name our new general manager for the Salinas Valley Recycles. We have selected Cesar Zuniga, who is from Gonzales. He's been with the authority for his whole career, which I think spans over 25 years. We had a lot of candidates. We narrowed it down and we finally voted at our last meeting in January. And Cesar will now be our new general manager. So if you see him in town, congratulate him. Second, we had, there was a compost giveaway this past Saturday at the Sun Street facility in Salinas. So I try to repost that kind of information on social media. So I hope some of you were able to take advantage of the free compost. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, February 19th at 6 p.m. here in our council chambers. And that's all I have.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I don't know, because it's not on the agenda, I have a couple of announcements that need to be made for MST, and I can do it in oral communications if it's not acceptable to do it here.
Well, let's do it under oral communications.
Is it okay to
That's
do
fine.
that?
Yeah, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I guess we're done, right? Okay, so we'll move on to oral communications.
All right, and there you go. Thank you. I have a couple of announcements from MST. The first one is February 16th, which is President's Day. MST buses will be operating at the weekend schedule, so everybody knows because that's a holiday that day. Also effective Tuesday, February the 17th, our circulators will have a different schedule now because we are going to be eliminating the industrial park location as one of the stops. But that's the bad news, but we haven't had a whole lot of people get on that particular bus for some reason. So the good news about that is we're going to be going from 18 loops around the city of Gonzales with line 31 to 24 loops which gives people more opportunity to catch that little circulator. So that's the new thing that will go into effect on February the 17th, which is going to be Wednesday, I believe, the day after Tuesday after President's Day. So that's what I have for MST. On a personal note, I'd like to thank everybody who reached out to me during my surgery. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks. It's still shocking to me that I'm actually walking around after 2 weeks, but I can't stand just sitting around all day. So that's sort of me. So anyway, I just want to thank everyone who reached out because I've had so many people wish me well, and that is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And that's all I have.
So you're ready to do the twist then?
I am.
Oh, good.
Rock and roll.
Priscilla.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I just want to continue to encourage our residents. I guess it's geared more for the senior residents. Chair yoga on Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock at the Taylor Farms Family Health and Wellness Center. If you've never tried it, come try it. It's mostly stretching and breathing. And once you become a senior citizen, you forget how to stretch. And this class reminds you that we all need to keep moving, even a little bit every week. So I encourage everybody, if you want to come try it out. If it's not your thing, that's fine. Next, we have our next senior lunch is coming up on Thursday, February 19th at 11 a.m., St. Theodore's Parish Hall. And I obviously think it's probably going to be a theme of Valentine's Day, only because this is the month, right? Red is the month, or red is the color of the month. And I think it's also Heart Wellness Awareness Month as well, and that's the color red. So I hope a lot of you attend. And last, I'll be going to Sacramento on the 25th of this month to attend a legislative update. We're going to catch the bus in Salinas with some of the other local electeds. So if there's anything you want me to ask up there, I'll give it a try. Probably sleep all the way up and all the way back, but since I won't be driving. So anyhow, that's all I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You said they're supposed to provide refreshments on the bus, so. Ms. Orozco.
Yes, thank you. Just real quick, Lorraine, if you could ask if there's any way that we can have one of the buses go to Corda Camp. I think it used to go before, but I know it's a long stretch, but I've had folks ask to see if that could be possible. I know it's not within the city limits, but there sure are folks who end up walking into town to pick up their prescriptions and just grocery. Right. But it would just that was something that they wanted me to ask. And Liz, if you can ask when you're up in Sacramento, if there's any future funding or funding now for small rural towns, first time home buyer programs, if that's something that could be looked into, that would be great, since we have a couple of our housing projects that are coming up. And sometimes I know through the state, they do have these types of programs available. St. Theodore's Church is busy planning for their Valentine's dance scheduled for February the 14th, as well as getting ready for all of our Lenten dinners and our annual Ash Wednesday enchilada sales from 11 to 5. If anybody's interested, they can pick up tickets at the parish office or see me. That's all I have. Thank you.
I have a number of things. First of all, if you haven't already heard, but I'm sure you have, the power to the sign on the south end of town was finalized last week. And I was hoping that we could encourage staff or we to send a letter of gratitude to the powers that be at PG&E, because I can honestly tell you, it took a monumental effort. I'll be happy to send you the list of all the people that were involved in getting this project to fruition. It just wasn't one person. It was the land department, the industrial power engineer, the service supervisor, the job coordinating supervisor, and then the whole crew that came out here. So if we could put a letter together and send them a big thank you, I'll be happy to get you the names of all the folks that were part of that effort. But right now, Mr. Smith, it's not on us, it's not on PG&E, it's, if the light sign's not lit, it's on him. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, because I've had a resident call me and I've heard it myself, and Liz probably can hear it even better than I can. And I'm curious, is there a way we could check the decimal level for Taylor Farms operation? In the evening, they seem to crank it up, and I'm guessing it's part of their cleanup crew. Because there are days that it is really loud. I think because where I live, I guess it's like anything else. You get used to the railroad running by on a semi-regular basis. I don't hear the train anymore. I just don't. I know it still goes by there, but I don't hear it anymore. But there are some folks that are sensitive to the noise levels that are emanating out of the industrial park. I won't say it's Center Farms, it could be Manpacking, it could be Braga, but they seem to be getting louder and louder. So if we could somehow check the decimal levels, I know there's a certain level that they're not supposed to exceed. And again, I don't know if that's the planning department, or inspections. I'll let you all figure that out. Also was curious, since phase 1 of the community center is complete, how much funding is left in the pot? So when you get a chance, Carmen, I don't want it, right now, but I'd like to know what we have hopefully left to work with, so that maybe, just maybe now that folks can actually see it complete, we can get things going. And then I have had questions about the amphitheater. Obviously, they have to go through the city. When is that going to become available? Because I know that they mentioned that a lot of that stuff is still rooting. And so they were hoping that folks would stay off the grass areas. At least that's what auto construction was saying. So let us know when that's all physically available. The actual youth center, I'm hoping and I'm praying, and maybe one of us or all of us need to go to the school board and say, it's here for the youth of the community, but there's much our youth as they are yours. How many days do you want to manage? Because I honestly feel that we as a city shouldn't, pay the 100% of it. It's for the benefit of all of us. And, the more that we can work collaboratively, I think the better it is for our youth as a whole. And I thought, my understanding of that was the whole idea of the youth center was to empower, expand, and create better human beings. And I'm hoping that we can do it collaboratively. So if you could maybe reach out to the superintendent and say, check your pocketbooks and tell us how many evenings you want to man it. Because I don't really feel that it's the duty of the city of Gonzales to man it, all 7 days. And again, that's the other question that I had. Maybe it's already on the website. Unfortunately, I don't see websites. Is what's the planned operation? Is it 4 days out of the week, 7 days out of the week? The other question was for the library, but I guess I have to address that to Supervisor Lopez, because I know that in different cities, there's just a multitude of programs that are available at the local library. There's reading periods for all the little preschool kids that they have, and I'm wondering how many more services that they can expand on now that it's more locally and it's literally right next to all the schools. So I'm hoping that that really will encourage Fairview, La Gloria, and the high school to take more advantage of the resources that the county has there available for the entire community. So if we could maybe at the next council meeting say, okay, here's a sheet. So here's the hours of operation. Here's the people that will be manning it. I know that we're working with the Boys Girls Club, but I seriously doubt they're there 7 days a week. So if we could get that information just on a one-page flyer, and that way if people ask me, what are the hours? I can say, here you go. Here you go. I would appreciate it. And I don't know.
Or even an invite, and maybe perhaps as they start to get settled with their programs, just to come in and do a quick presentation on what they're planning on doing.
Those are the items that I had. So City managers report.
I was gonna provide a little bit of updates on some of those, but I think a presentation from Boys and Girls Club will be great to have. But let me go down my list and then I'll provide some insight on some of the things you just asked. So first off, just want to let the public know, I know City Council is aware, the city is going to be receiving 2 APWA awards on the 5th, one for the community center project and other for the pipeline for the industrial wastewater facility. So, those are great projects that are moving along and we're getting awards for. Today was Octavio's, our new director of public works and city engineer, Octavio Hurtado's first full kind of in the weeds day. So he will be here introduced to you guys the next council meeting, but he's in the office getting tuned into everything that's going on as of today. There was a bike repair workshop held last Friday with the science workshop from Greenfield. So they came out and did activities at the new community center, and we'll hope to continue that partnership in the future as well. The last food distribution by Savor the Local, that's one of the distributions that was supporting Salvation Army distribution site. Those distributions are pretty much going to be ending. So the last one will be Wednesday, February 4th. We will only have the distribution at the church moving forward, and then St. Peter's Church. So we may see a little bit of an uptick in some of the food insecurity issues. I know people have been asking about that one that Salvation Army was doing, especially for walkers and senior citizens that used to line up at the park. We'll probably post an issue because less funding, and Salvation Army is cutting back their staff and their time in Gonzales, and so that in addition to less funding to the other program as well. So in case you get questions, go ahead and have folks call us, but that's the unfortunate news that we have for you regarding that. Chair yoga, and art and cooking classes for seniors will continue on a monthly basis. And then in a little bit, I was going to provide a little bit of update on the community center. The community center started operations this Monday. Boys and Girls Club, and I will give you a printout, but the Boys and Girls Club is there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. So early days, they're there as of noon, getting set up for the 1 o'clock dismissal. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday are more drop-in homework support by other programs. Right now, some of the recreation staff is supporting those. But we are also, as I've mentioned before, working with Vahid to bring in some free programming. Staff is also coordinating with special ed educators at the school site. They are interested in bringing their classes over at certain times of the day as well. And we are getting folks knocking on our door nonstop about programming. So we are looking at all those other potential partnerships, Mayor. As far as the use of the center and the amphitheater, it really just needs to be coordinated through our staff. We will arrange things like the amphitheater, just like we do our parks. There'll be a small, if it's something that's close off, let's say a group wants to train there for their music concert, whatever it is, we will rent it just like the parks. There'll be a small fee so that it's reserved for that group per se. The fee allows us to reserve it. Otherwise, it's open to the public at any time. So
even if it's a school function, I will share with you that my daughter-in-law, as you know, is a choir teacher. She's like asked, when is that going to be available? Is there going to be a fee to the school to use that? I said, don't know.
We are looking at sliding scale or no fees to nonprofit in the school. So the school would be more of a partnership. So more likely there will not be a fee for the school to use it itself.
Their problem is at the grammar school is that they have such a large, that school was never built for that many kids. So when they have a program at the cafeteria, which is the only place that they can have it, I mean, I'm surprised the fire marshal hasn't gone down there and shut down because they are.
Yeah.
You've been there, right, Liz?
Yeah, I mean, I went to school there.
No, but I'm saying you've been there when they've had a concert and it's like literally,
Yeah.
wall people.
If it's a concert, if it's a date, just a random day, there's no fee if it's tied to the school. If it's something that, nonprofit wants to have it every third Friday of the month, then we'll look for more of a stable fee so that we can reserve it. That makes more
Okay.
sense to me. But anybody that's interested, like I said, just have them contact us because it really is all about coordinating the times and dates so that folks aren't stepping on each other's toes as they're trying to bring in programming. Because we are getting folks knocking on the door that want to bring karate classes, music classes. I actually heard that the Boys and Girls Club today was bringing in 14 guitars.
Wow.
So, they're doing different activities with the young people, and students are dropping in, and some I've already heard are coming in for homework help. Young women went after school. They had Saturday school and headed over there after school to get help with their homework on Saturday. So, people are dropping in. There's a lot of excitement, and I'm sure there will be more as more and more kids are aware that they can attend and drop in after school. But
The capacity though, it's not, what is the capacity for that room again? 40 something? Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head. One of them is 30, one of them, but remember there's outdoor areas too, and the tables are set up as well. So the only thing to note is they right now we are in the punch list of items. So this is the time when if there's anything that is outstanding or that our construction team looks at and needs fixing, right now is the time to do it before before auto construction leaves the site. So there are little things that are having to be repaired and repolished. And so the teen lounge for one is being affected by that. So they are doing some last minute fixtures on that otherwise they thought were completed. But again, right now is the time if we find anything, there's little things here and there that we have found that they are going back and fixing at their cost before they get off site. So just be aware that some of that is still kind of happening. And yes, Mayor, the grass is starting to grow. I was there earlier today. But yes, we do want folks off the grass that is, just kind of getting rooted. But otherwise, folks can enjoy the outdoor area. And I see people walking. Saturday sports are starting to use that parking lot as well. So just, everybody needs to be mindful that we want to keep our building fresh and lovely for a very long time. So just take care of it. But yeah, it's open.
What about the charging stations?
The charging stations are still being worked on as well.
Yeah, so do we have an idea of when those will be, probably not, when those will be available?
Probably in the next month or so. They're all installed. There's a process to set up the accounts and all of that. So that's the part that we're going through. But I believe it's 12. So once those go live, obviously we'll put it out to the community so that they know that they can charge. I mean, people have been anxiously awaiting for charging solutions.
Yeah, my daughter was here and she said, when are those charging stations? Because she has.
They're coming.
I said, they're coming? I just don't know.
All right. But I'll be sure to share more information with you guys in terms of a brochure or flyer, et cetera, just so you know the times of operation, because they are all over the place and they will continue to be kind of all over the place as program. I think Wednesday, there's going to be a yoga, Zumba class. And again, it's kind of once a month type of thing. But, that's the intent, is to program it around the clock with different activities. So those will change. They'll come and go. All right. So I'll bring more information on that at a later point. That's all I have.
I have a question for Carmen, and then maybe Lorraine, you may be able to answer this as well. First of all, I'm really disappointed to know that the Salvation Army is coming to provide those services for our community. I know there's many seniors that I see that are waiting in line just to receive food. Do you know if other South County cities are being impacted by this as well? And also I know that through Measure K, we funded them. Are they applying for funds again this year? Because I would be curious to know if the other South County cities, so maybe at your next mayor's meeting, Jose, if you can
Okay.
ask the other South County mayors, because when they advertise their fundraising and they're collecting and they want us to donate, I'm assuming that they're serving countywide. So I just would like clarification on that.
I have to go back and check the applications. That committee's meeting the 11th, I think, of February to review applications. But I believe they did not submit this year.
Okay.
And what we were told was that they are not coming to South County at all.
At all.
Because of their funding has been
Well,
cut back drastically.
Maybe we
So,
need to do our own.
I assume that that's
South
why they
County.
didn't submit. So I'll look into that a little bit more, but.
Thank you.
Any additional questions from staff? If not,
Just
Tabby, you have
briefly,
something?
Thank you, Mayor Rios, for illuminating the PG&E efforts to bring power to the electric billboard. And you used great little words there like monument, and it's a monumental sign and everything like that. That's wonderful. Tomorrow, the sign company brings their electrician, and we'll probably see the first juice through the sign. And so we're going to have it electrified tomorrow is the plan. And I believe Carmen is also asking for your availability for community celebration ribbon cutting soon. So we'll do those two things. So it'll get powered up. He'll run the computer on there. And in the early days, it'll be very Gonzales, this is the place to be. Here's the town. Come on in, visit us. It'll be very centric to Gonzales until he's ramped up with more of the advertising. But we've also had calls for people that want to advertise on the sign. I'm going to sell tractors and those kind of things. And of course, even after it's all ramped up with advertising, the city has a space on the sign. We have 1/8 of the time on that sign, fully rotating all the hours that the sign is operating. So we can advertise for vacancies and student of the month and shop and enjoy Gonzales. Vista Lucia, open now, buy a home here, right? That's what we'll have, right?
Great.
Okay, so thank you. So we'll have a little power tomorrow.
Thank you.
It'd be nice to see that Super Bowl commercial with the Clydesdale and the bald eagle. Yes, that'd be cute.
Yes, Chief.
Yes, just real quick, Mayor Council, just want to make the council aware, in case you hadn't heard, Jimmy Nielsen passed on Saturday. You weren't aware of that. Jimmy Nielsen.
That was my last comment. I'd like to hold a moment of silence for Jim Nielsen, a local business owner, family man, who passed this past Saturday. I am going to mention this other young man because I think it is extremely sad. Alcohol-related death. I don't know if he was drunk, but definitely the driver was drunk. A young man from our community, Nathan Ruiz, who passed I think it was last weekend, driving out of Soledad there. I guess a cousin missed the curve or something, and drunk driving. I don't get it. If you're gonna drink, sit home and drink it. Why are you gonna get on the road? So if we could hold just a moment of silence for both Jimmy and Nathan, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, and I hope they rest in peace. All those in favor of ending and adjourning this meeting?
Aye.
Aye. Stand adjourned.